That's so weird.
Help!
That was a weird one. Okay.
Hi everyone, it's the Book Cougars, two middle-aged women on the hunt for a good read. I'm Emily.
And I'm Chris. We're here with our giveaway.
And our Q2 read-along. We are focusing on ghost stories this year as our read-along theme. We've already read The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson, and this one is the one we're reading for second quarter, The Good House.
By Tananarive Dew.
It's a little bit of a chunkster, which is why we're telling you about it early. We will be having our Zoom conversation on June 8th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Send us an email at bookcougars@gmail.com if you want to join us. And we also have a thread on Goodreads where you can talk about it anytime.
And the giveaway is for newsletter subscribers.
Yes.
So if you're not a newsletter subscriber, you can subscribe on our website. We'll put a link down below. And you can do that, and we're going to draw the winner like
Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
which is March 25th, I think.
I think so. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing math in my head is very hard. So.
But we have a link down below on how you can become a newsletter subscriber. So if you're interested, we only send out one newsletter a month, the very last day of the month.
Yeah, and we always do a giveaway on the 10th episode. We started that on episode 10. And we've kept it up. And so this next episode is episode 230.
Which drops on that same Tuesday that we're giving the book away.
Yes. What do you got on your stack?
What have I got on my stack? I'm very excited about Raising Hair, a memoir by Chloe Dalton. This is based on a true story of her finding a baby hare that I believe was chased by a dog. And she was really afraid that the hare would not be able to survive, so she adopts it and begins to learn about raising a hare and also about the greater world and love and all sorts of things that we learn when we take care of other things. It's blurbed on the back by Margaret Renkol, who is a writer that I adore, and she says, "A perfect testimony to the transformative power of love. In learning to love an orphaned hare, Chloe Dalton learned to love the whole wide world. The great gift of this remarkable book is the way it teaches us to do the same."
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this.
She's a city dweller, and she has this summer place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like during the pandemic. Did you already say that?
No.
Okay, yeah. And so that's how this all happens.
Okay. I didn't even know that part.
Yeah, I was kind of dipping into it a little bit while you were gone. Emily is just back from being away for 2 weeks in Colorado, visiting grandbaby number 2.
Yes.
She's just had 2 grandbabies in 8 months.
I know. Embarrassment of riches, as I keep saying. Lots of baby squeezes, which I love, and baby toes and baby hands and everything. Yeah. Baby hairs.
Baby hairs.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I have a book that I was super excited to come across. Women Writing Musicals. The Legacy That the History Books Left Out. This is by Jennifer Ashley Tepper.
I love that cover so much. I love the
cover so much. Yeah, totally. I love musical theater, and so does my wife. She's a playwright technically, but she used to be a performer who danced in musical theater shows, and she taught musical theater dance. So I saw this, I bought it. I didn't even really look into it, and it was exciting to get it because in the table of contents, it starts with the 18th and 19th centuries.
Oh, wow.
You can see that. And then it goes by each decade. And it's basically an encyclopedia, if you could see that. So she has little entries on all of these different women who were involved in musical theater throughout history, whose names have not gone on to be, the names that are remembered. So more to come on this. I have a feeling this is going to be the kind of book that I'll leave on the side table in the living room and pick up here and there and flip through. Really looking forward to it.
Good. We're on a nonfiction theme. I have Your Brain on Altruism, The Power of Connection and Community During Times of Crisis by Nicole Carlos. Thank you to the University of California Press for sending us this copy. I do work in philanthropy and have studied the power that doing good for others helps with your brain. So I cannot wait to hear what she has to say about this. I think particularly in difficult times when you might feel a little bit hopeless about how to get out of bed, which some of us are feeling these days, doing for others is often a good way to get yourself motivated. I know my partner recently was down in North Carolina and did a day of volunteering at a food bank, and it felt so good and like he had accomplished something really helpful to others. So I'm going to dip into this right away this weekend. As Chris said, I just got home and it was waiting for us here. So really excited. I love this cover as
that's
well.
a great image.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so my Friday reads is a graphic novel. This is, see that? How to Make a Monster by Casanova Frankenstein and Glenn Pierce. So Casanova Frankenstein, I would imagine, is a pen name.
I was going to say.
What a name, right? So this is his memoir, and Glenn is the artist. Although I believe Casanova also is a visual artist as well. And so it's a memoir of his growing up. In the back here, you can see a little bit. Growing up in the 80s on the south side of Chicago, a 13-year-old black kid from the south side. And I did start dipping into it a little bit. And it starts off with the changes that happen when all of a sudden you start noticing different things as a kid who is experiencing sexual awakening. And it has some photos in there too. One of the funny things I had flipped open to, which I probably won't find right now, is that the CTA is purgatory, which make people laugh. There's a little color action in some of these, so it looks really fascinating. I stumbled across this one. It's from Fantagraphics. And I was actually getting a gift for Laura on there. And I thought, well, let me browse through. And so this one caught my eye. Casanova Frankenstein caught my eye.
Yeah, I would say.
Right? And then just, to read about a kid on the south side of Chicago in the 80s. I did not grow up on the south side of Chicago. But I was, I grew up in Cicero, which is a couple miles away. In the time period, I guess in 1980, I was 13. I didn't think about that. So anyway, I thought it would be a fascinating read, and I haven't read a graphic novel in a long time.
Yeah.
I don't think, have I?
Not that I can remember. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like we remember each other's reading.
Yeah. But is this a novel or is it a memoir?
It's a memoir.
A memoir.
But they still say graphic novel. Graphic memoir.
A graphic memoir.
I don't have to say graphic novel memoir because that is so clunky and untrue.
Yeah.
It's a graphic memoir.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I have more nonfiction. This was a gift. I was recently at the Hickory Stick Bookshop in Washington Depot, Connecticut. If you're a Gilmore Girls fan, they have a Gilmore Girls display there, and that apparently is the town that the writer of the Gilmore Girls was visiting when she decided to create that series.
yeah,
right?
she was staying at a bed and breakfast or an inn, a classic like Connecticut kind of inn, and she was charmed by it. And then, other people say that different towns have been represented, different Connecticut type towns. And I know for the second year, this year, they're going to do the Gilmore Girls Festival in Guilford, which is where we live. So, but yeah, Washington Depot is kind of where the idea, I guess, began, or where she really started, brainstorming on it.
The genesis of it somehow. I don't know. I mean, I think Guilford is very similar to Stars Hollow, where we live.
Yeah, we just don't have a gazebo on the square.
No, but, they could fix that. Anyway, I actually took a picture of the Gilmore Girls display, so I will send that to you, and I keep meaning to post it on social media. I was there for an event with Alyssa Altman talking about her new book, Permission, but my partner picked up this book for me and gave it to me as a gift when we got back in the car. And this is called The Creative Act, A Way to Begin by Rick Rubin. I have listened to this, I think about 2/3 of the way through on audio, but I really wanted a paper copy so I could, do some writing and highlighting. It is about being a creative person. He is someone who started Def Jam Records in college in his dorm room. He has gone on to great fame, but he is also very much someone who meditates and has specific beliefs on the act of creativity. I listened to a wonderful podcast conversation between him and Debbie Millman, which I will put linked down below. I highly recommend you listen to it. And after that, I had to go out and get the book, and that was at least a year ago now. So I'm glad to finally have the physical copy.
Nice.
Yeah, again, it's the creative act. And this symbol, he talks about the meaning of this symbol, which I will not spoil for you. I'll let you come to it. But I believe it's like each of the chapters, he puts that little symbol is in there. Yeah.
Nice. I have a copy of that too. I've dipped into it here and there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's got a really cool feel. It's almost like cloth on the outside. It's really, it's attractive.
It looks like it's a durable book too, like one that you can really kind of slog around with you and it's not going to fall apart.
Yeah, that's
pretty
true.
quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
nice. Well, abundance of riches here.
Yes. Tell us what you're reading. We would really like to know. Reminder about our second quarter read along.
Yes. Happy reading.